The American manufacturing landscape is changing. Iconic companies, pillars of American industry, are making decisions that have sent shockwaves throughout the nation. Ford and John Deere, names synonymous with American craftsmanship and ingenuity, have both made recent moves to shift production away from U.S. soil. This exodus of manufacturing prowess has ignited fierce debates about economic patriotism, the future of American jobs, and the role of government in a globalized economy. These decisions are not merely about bottom lines and balance sheets, they represent a fundamental shift in the relationship between American corporations and American workers. The implications are far-reaching, touching upon issues of national pride, economic security, and the very soul of the American dream. In the heartland of America, where generations have toiled on factory floors and in assembly lines, a sense of unease, even betrayal, hangs heavy in the air. The question on everyone's mind is simple yet profound. What does the future hold for American manufacturing? John Deere, a name synonymous with American agriculture, announced its decision to move cab assembly operations from Dubuque, Iowa, to Ramos, Mexico. This move will result in the layoff of over 800 workers in Illinois and Iowa. The company cites rising costs and declining demand as the primary drivers behind this decision. Critics argue that Deere's decision is motivated more by corporate greed than economic necessity. They point to record profits and the cessation of DEI programs as evidence. Deere maintains its commitment to American manufacturing, highlighting investments in U.S. plants. Yet for the workers in Dubuque, these assurances ring hollow. The loss of good-paying jobs is a devastating blow to the local economy. The Deere dilemma highlights the complex forces in the global economy. It is a story of corporate decision-making, the plight of the American worker, and the balance between profit and patriotism. Ford Motor Company, another titan of American industry, has also found itself embroiled in controversy over its commitment to American values. While not directly related to production shifts, Ford's recent exit from the Human Rights Campaign's Corporate Equality Index has raised eyebrows and sparked accusations of backsliding on diversity and inclusion. The Corporate Equality Index, a prominent benchmarking tool for LGBTQ+ workplace equality, has become a lightning rod in the ongoing culture wars. Ford's decision to withdraw from the index, while maintaining its commitment to an inclusive work environment, highlights the tightrope that corporations are walking in today's polarized political climate. Some see Ford's move as a calculated attempt to appease conservative consumers and investors, who have increasingly targeted companies seen as overly woke or beholden to progressive values. Others view it as a pragmatic decision to avoid being caught in the crossfire of a divisive debate. Regardless of the motivation, Ford's exit from the index is a reminder that even as corporations espouse values of diversity and inclusion, they are ultimately beholden to the bottom line and the demands of their stakeholders. John Deere and Ford's decision to shift production overseas has reignited the free trade versus protectionism debate. Former President Trump, known for his America First rhetoric, criticized companies moving production overseas. Trump threatened a 200% tariff on John Deere products if they moved to Mexico. He argued it would betray American workers and harm the U.S. economy. Trump proposed a 10% worldwide tariff and 60% on Chinese goods to protect American jobs. His tariff threats received mixed reactions. Some applauded his stance for American jobs, others criticized it as counterproductive, harming consumers and businesses. The tariff debate highlights complex trade-offs in balancing stakeholder interests. Tariffs may protect industries short-term, but can lead to higher consumer prices and global economic distortions. The news of John Deere and Ford's production shifts, coupled with Trump's tariff threats, sent ripples through the financial markets. John Deere's stock, for example, briefly dipped after Trump's comments but quickly recovered. The company's stock is up 2.5% this year, trailing the S&P 500. Market analysts and economists offered a range of opinions on the potential impact of these events. Some expressed concern that Trump's tariffs could spark a trade war, leading to higher prices, market volatility, and a slowdown in economic growth. Others, however, argued that the tariffs were necessary to protect American jobs and level the playing field with countries like China, that they view as engaging in unfair trade practices. Business leaders also weighed in on the debate. Mark Cuban, billionaire entrepreneur and owner of the Dallas Mavericks, criticized Trump's tariff proposal as potentially destructive to John Deere and other American companies that rely on global supply chains. The market reaction to these events underscores the interconnectedness of the global economy and the uncertainty that policy decisions can create. Section 6. Deere's Balancing Act, Brand Loyalty versus Mounting Challenges. Despite the recent controversies, John Deere continues to enjoy strong brand loyalty among farmers. According to a recent survey by Ag Daily, 67% of John Deere customers consider themselves brand loyal. This loyalty is rooted in Deere's long history of providing reliable, high-quality equipment and its extensive dealer network, which is the largest in the industry at 2,285 locations. However, Deere is also facing mounting challenges. The company is embroiled in litigation over right to repair issues, with farmers and independent repair shops accusing Deere of using its market dominance to stifle competition and drive up repair costs. This legal battle has implications for farmers' ability to control their own equipment, and could potentially erode Deere's reputation for customer service. Furthermore, Deere's decision to cease DEI programs has alienated some customers and employees who see it as a step backward in the company's commitment to diversity and inclusion. In an increasingly polarized political climate, companies are finding it difficult to navigate sensitive social issues without alienating segments of their customer base. Deere's balancing act between maintaining its brand loyalty and addressing these mounting challenges will be crucial to its long-term success. Section 7. The DEI Debate, a New Front in the Culture Wars. The decision by John Deere, Ford, and other companies to exit the Human Rights Campaign's Corporate Equality Index or cease DEI programs is part of a broader trend of corporations scaling back their support for LGBTQ+ rights and other progressive causes. This trend is being driven in part by a well-organized campaign by conservative activists, who have targeted companies with boycotts and negative publicity for what they see as woke capitalism. The campaign is being spearheaded by figures like right-wing activist Robbie Starbuck, who has accused companies of pushing a radical leftist agenda on their employees and customers. The Human Rights Campaign, HRC, for its part, has downplayed the significance of these corporate exits, emphasizing the link between inclusion and business success. The HRC argues that companies that embrace diversity and inclusion are better positioned to attract and retain top talent, appeal to a wider customer base, and drive innovation. The debate over DEI in the corporate world is a microcosm of the larger culture wars dividing American society. It is a debate about values, priorities, and the role of corporations in shaping social norms. Section 8. The Future of American Manufacturing, a Crossroads of Uncertainty. The decisions by John Deere, Ford, and other companies to shift production away from the U.S. raise profound questions about the future of American manufacturing. While the U.S. remains a global leader in innovation and high-tech manufacturing, the loss of traditional manufacturing jobs has had a devastating impact on many communities across the country. The decline of American manufacturing is a complex issue with no easy solutions. It is driven by a confluence of factors, including globalization, automation, and the rise of low-cost manufacturing hubs in countries like China and Mexico. Some experts argue that the U.S. needs to focus on investing in education and training to prepare workers for the jobs of the future, which will require higher levels of skill and education. Others believe that the government needs to do more to protect American manufacturing from unfair competition from abroad, through measures such as tariffs and trade agreements. The future of American manufacturing is at a crossroads. The decisions made by policymakers and business leaders in the years to come will have a profound impact on the lives of millions of Americans and the long-term health of the U.S. economy. Section 9. Conclusion. Navigating the shifting sands of globalization. The decisions by John Deere and Ford to shift production away from the U.S. are emblematic of the challenges and opportunities presented by globalization. While globalization has led to lower prices for consumers and increased access to goods and services, it has also created winners and losers, with some communities bearing the brunt of job losses and economic dislocation. Navigating the shifting sands of globalization requires a nuanced and pragmatic approach. It requires policymakers to strike a balance between promoting free trade and protecting American workers and businesses. It requires corporations to act responsibly and ethically, considering the interests of all their stakeholders, not just their shareholders. The decisions made by John Deere, Ford, and other companies in the coming years will have far-reaching consequences. They will shape the future of American manufacturing, the lives of American workers, and the very fabric of American society.